Hey, welcome back. It's the Pat and Jer show live from my car. You can see how disgusting my car is. Hopefully you can't tell too much. Thank you for not judging me. How you doing, Pat? Beautiful day.
I'm
June
doing
2nd.
well, man. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a gorgeous day outside, just enjoying the weather. Wasn't so gorgeous for Memorial Day, but weather's picking up, so I'm happy about that. What's it called? You are in politics. We mostly talk about politics on this show. Something that's been on my mind. Want to hear what you think, and I'm sure we'll go off on a few tangents as we always do. But how much of a role should government have in basically everything? So as far as sorry, there's people like outside of my car. I thought they were talking to me. So we saw this last year, I feel at least, that government can try and take care of us and help us as much as they can, but sometimes they're not like the best equipped to, which just makes me think, like, should we be reliant on them? How much of a goal or how much of a role should they have in everything, from what we eat to how we heal ourselves to how we educate ourselves to how we create our communities?
Yes, my response to that is, depending on what it is, I think that it breaks down into two different things. There's capability and then there's execution. I think that the government is totally capable of, for instance, emergency response. As far as structured go and the tools and resources they have available to them, the government is capable of doing amazing things in response to a disaster, whether it's natural, man-made, or somewhere in between. However, the execution of it is oftentimes where things all fall apart. So we've seen aspects of the pandemic response be, in my opinion, incredible. For instance, the pushing through of the vaccines and getting us these vaccines, right, which I think so far for folks that have gotten this, like you and me that have gotten them, it's almost like a freaking miracle. Like, right, they set records and using technologies they never had before and all of that stuff while maintaining a strict regulatory regimen. So, that's great. But then on this flip side, things got politicized and things weren't done in the name of like red versus blue, right versus left. And so a lot of things weren't done well and continue not to necessarily be done well.
Right.
I think there are some instances where, when it comes to markets and protecting us, government, again, has the capability of doing great things and helping even to spur innovation for an R&D, human resource development, stuff like that. Markets have shown time and again that there is a shrinking capability of what corporate America and their partners are able to do. And as a consequence, as a corollary, the government has to have a role in investment to help development and innovation continue, despite conventional.
So I like that you say that, like, government has a role to continue innovation. So that makes me think that, like, I agree, government has amazing capabilities. I feel like where I don't agree so much is where there's no competition, because when there's no competition, there's no innovation or improvement. Like, what's the point of improving? So, like, case in point would be, for me, the DMV. You have no option except the DMV to get a license, to get your license plate, to all the things you do at the DMV. I believe for that reason, that's why the DMV takes 8 hours for you to get one document signed. Because who cares if they get better or not? If they get better, what's that do for them? It doesn't do anything for them. They're going to get you to come to their spot anyway. So when it's a monopoly like that, there's no improvement, there's no innovation. If they allowed there to be at least 2 competitors for every thing that they offered, I think that'd be cool, because then you would drive improvement. Like, if there was an option besides PennDOT, I bet you PennDOT would be 5 times as fast, because they know if they're not 5 times as fast, no one's going to come to them.
good fucking point. I'm gonna flip it right back to you. For some of the services and products that the DMV offers, there is competition. Auto tag places, and you're speaking to somebody that, because of the way the DMV does certain things, you better believe that if it's a product or service that I need and an auto tag place can offer it, I'm definitely going to pay the extra premium to go to that auto tag place. And
Yeah,
so,
so shouldn't that be replicated more? Like, I'm not really per se a fan of school choice, but what if there was a choice of schools to go to in your community? Maybe there'd be an improvement. Maybe part of the reason schools suck is because there's no incentive to improve them. I don't know.
That's where we get into the breakdown between concept and conceptualization, capability and execution. The school choice thing is so fucking complicated, because when you're living in a neighborhood where the public school has absolutely let you down over and over and over again, and you're spending a lot of money, you're not seeing a lot of progress. I get why people, whether it's elected officials on both sides, right and left, or parents or whatever, is like, I just want to get my kid into a good school. However, right, time and again, we have seen that even with a market where there is competition, bad actors come in and are actually incentivized to put a buck before a person. And right, so I am always a lot more skeptical of markets and corporations than I necessarily am of government. And that's from a person that has seen how the sausage is made. I know intimately how it's made. And it is deeply flawed on across the board in lots of different fields. However, competition doesn't always equate to the best possible outcome. And so that's where it's like, man, it's the devil's in the details. It's really tough to say that's why I don't trust anybody that makes a blanket response that, like, Ronald Reagan saying government is the problem. It is the reason why things aren't working in America. On right, the flip side, people on the left saying that all corporations are evil, that everybody that works for them has sold their soul to the devil, and that they're not capable of helping the society in the name of progress. Both things are absolutely wrong, and it's the reality is somewhere in the middle, and it's mixed. It's a mixed bag. And
exactly.
So it's about people staying informed and staying engaged, because the minute we check out and we're not paying attention and we do not demand in a proactive way the best possible outcomes from both our businesses and our government, then that's where things fall apart. Don't take the sides, accept that government and markets and everything that we do is interlinked. It all meets. And so we need to find a way to stop the either or and recognize that it is a cooperation. It's a collaboration between markets and governments, people and institutions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's my thing. That's my thing, man.
I agree. I got nothing more. That was perfect. I think that's about it. Great episode.
I just blacked out, Jerry. I don't even know what I just said.
Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Try and be on our show as a guest. We'd love to have you. Let us know any topics you'd like to hear. That was an awesome conversation. I enjoyed that. Nice talking to you, Pat.
I love you so much, man.
On the Jack and Jay, what the hell am I saying? I'm blacking out. The Pat and Jay show.
We're both blacking out. Get out of here.